Good evening. Welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet where we get together and talk about anime and the things that help us escape the mundane. Legend of the Indian who shot a star is depicted on the hieroglyphs of the Tootsie Roll Pop. That's true. That is a fact. That's a thing. That is... Did you also get the legend that if you got an Indian shooting a star on your Tootsie Roll Pop, that you could bring it into a store and get a free Lego set or a free Tootsie Pop? I had both of those pitched to me when I was a kid, that hey, I could get a free Lego if I bring in my Indian shooting a star. I don't even like. Is it actually like a thing? Let's see. Was that ever actually a deal? Oh, hey, Tootsie Pop even talks about it. Here we go. Since the creation of the Tootsie Pop in 1931, the meaning and origin of the shooting star on the wrapper has become a topic of discussion and has been in circulation for generations. It has been rumored that local convenience stores used to give free Tootsie Pops to anyone who brought in a wrapper containing the image of the shooting star. No, okay, they're covering up history here. It wasn't just the shooting star. It was the Indian, the straight up bow and arrow, headdress Indian aiming his bow at the star was what you needed. Oh man, I wish that was real. Back when you could just say something random and everybody believed you because you couldn't just Google it to figure out it wasn't true. You had to actually, A, get the Indian shooting the star. B, not lose that wrapper by the time you get home. C, have parents that are willing to take you to the store to try to get this free deal. And D, a store that would honor that free deal and not tell you they had no idea what you were thinking of. Nowadays, I Google it and I can see, oh, there's people who have done it. But man, kids back in the day, we had to figure stuff out the hard way. And never figured it out most of the time. I mean, stuff like that still... Even when I saw your comment, I was like, oh yeah, you can get free Tootsie Pops. I remember that. I never did it. I don't know anybody who did it, but my brain's like, oh yeah, you get free Tootsie Pops. That's right. I remember free Tootsie Pops. Oh, all right. Tonight, I want to stay happy. So today is going to be brought to you by Tanuki Sake, because nothing is more jolly than the happy Tanuki, as long as he's not cursing you with bad luck. Oh no. Don't go there. Don't go. We'll get there later, maybe. If we have time and if I want to if I want to dive into that some more. How do people keep writing art? I'm not yet. Not yet. I want to start happy. So kanpai, everyone. Okay. What? Because we have seen today and yesterday. Last update. Okay, I caught up on Heroines Run the Show. I remember the first episode this season. Was pretty good. What is wrong? Why do I feel like this is off? Getting all antsy about. I'm just gonna stop touching it. I'm gonna stop touching the microphone. That might be the bigger thing. Heroines Run the Show reminds me of a very condensed version of Kiss Him Not Me. Except you kind of hate the main girl, but you're also like, yeah, okay, she's okay. It's not great. It's just right in the middle. And I think it's gonna hit the drop list. I think it's at the point where I'm like, I've watched a few of them. I wish she interacted with her friends more. If she interacted with her gal friend and her bookworm friend, if that happens in this next episode, if episode 4 or whatever, they're like, oh hey, we're going out as friends. I want to see that, because you've got the classic anime gal who has an older boyfriend that'll pay for everything. You've got the bookworm who is just the nerdy character with glasses, and you've got Country Bumpkin. And I think adventures of those three would be kind of fun. I think the more we focus on applesauce and mayo here that don't want to work together to reach their dreams, the worse the show gets. So if that's all it is, this one's a drop bucket. That one, don't waste your time on this show. It's not great. It's not fun. It's not super exciting. And, if you got a friend that's dubbing it, maybe watch it just to support them. But outside of that, I'm not gonna continue this show unless someone's like, it became the greatest show you've ever seen. They freaking got mechas, and now there's a freaking mascot character that's telling everybody what to do. I'm not into it. But I can see some people really liking it. Again, it's got those real Kiss Him Not Me vibes where it's like that will they, won't they of these two pretty boys fighting. Oh, ooh, and it's just like it's not my show. It's not my show. Enjoy it if it is yours. My show airs today, 8 p.m. Pacific. That's Birdie Wing. I'm excited for that. I hate that I have to wait until the evening to watch Birdie Wing every Tuesday, but it gives me something to look forward to after the stream. I can end the stream, I can relax, and then we can put on some Birdie Wing. If heroines is your thing, enjoy heroines. That's all yours. It's not for me. I'm not gonna be about it. What is surprisingly for me, Dawn of the Witch is interesting. I still am putting it in the interesting category because I'm still trying to figure out what I think of it, because I felt like while I was watching it, there was just so much more going on in the world, or that I should have understood, or these people are interacting, but it looks like I should know who this character is. And it wasn't until today when I was looking it up online and seeing some of the different posts about it that it's a freaking sequel to Grimoire of Zero. It doesn't say anywhere that it's a sequel to Grimoire of Zero on the AniList website. It doesn't even, because like AniList will... Oh my gosh, it does. It's because I have AniList zoomed in so much that I can't see it. Oh, I'm a ding-donger. I am the one who is wrong. I am the idiot. Oh no. I didn't watch Grimoire of Zero, but now I kind of want to, because it looks like Grimoire of Zero is all about some kind of crazy witch war that murdered a bunch of people, and I want to know what that's about, because the Dawn of the Witch is got all this interesting backstory. Wow, I can't believe I didn't even look at that. I'm an idiot. I guess that means all of my anime takes are wrong. I guess that's what that has just said to everyone. Anyway, I'm enjoying it. I think it was an interesting little next step to get to this village, and we get we lost a towel. Oh, she's a naked lolly. And it's like, all right, cool. We got that out of the way. It's early. We can move on. We can do something else. I like that it's fantasy. I like that it's not an isekai. It's not a reincarnation. It's not anything weird like that. It's just that classic fantasy with an OP character. And what I also think is interesting is that they do the he's OP but can't use his powers. Like typically it's like, oh, he's overpowered but his power negates your power, or something they do has like this special anti-power that makes it so that whoever the main guy's power is doesn't work. To give the main character just unlimited power and then say, yeah, they've got so much power they can't use their power. I like that. It's a good way to put basically a battery in your group. Like you're not just saying, oh, person, help us save the world, use the bigger fireball, or whatever it is. They're actually, yeah, I can't do anything to help, I'm sorry. But then all of a sudden they can in these small ways that they find to sort of work around the fact that he can't control power. So they got a little bit of intrigue as far as like how is he gonna help. Which I think is fun. Again, still weird with that 300-year-old lolly. You can say how old she is as much as you want. They can kind of try to allude to like, oh, she's older, but she just acts childish. She acts like a kid. They literally talked about how she's got nothing left, so she's impulsive and brash. And it's like, those are childlike things. You're making this kid character that you're telling me is really old more childlike. And that's the only like kind of, it's a little weird. It's a little weird show. I don't know that we have to go there. I don't know that we have to do this. That doesn't, that's not exactly what I want to jump into. Then we had Tomodachi Game. My last review of Tomodachi Game. Let's start from the beginning. I watched Tomodachi Game, and I said, oh, interesting. I hope we get an interesting twist where the main character, the one who's poor, who's having to like figure out how to get them through these games, is actually the one with the debt. That they started the Tomodachi Game. That they you know, something happened, you know, and this is why they're poor, because they've got all this debt that they've had to get into. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see us follow this guy and have him end up being the bad guy. The Tomodachi Game is bad. The two characters they constantly cut to add nothing. Yeah, if you go back to my first review, you're like, oh, this is kind of interesting. I wonder how they're going to play the game. And then it goes to these two characters that are like, this is interesting. I wonder how they're going to play the game. And it's like, yeah, I don't need my commentary in the show. Get out of here with that. But I was hoping that a few things would happen. That the main character would end up being the Tomodachi Game instigator. Or that the entire show is done from their perspective. So we don't hear the thoughts or anything from any of the other characters. Because it starts out that way. It starts out with us just understanding what the main central guy is thinking and doing. And you're like, okay, interesting. I got this. We can have this singular perspective, and then we have to figure out who's the bad, or if anyone is the bad. Maybe someone put them into the game. This could be a different twist on things, whatever. So we get through the first episode. We start the second episode. And then the third episode, we move into a game, and then it's like, I'm an evil manipulator, man, and I stole the money. And you're like, whoa, okay, game of intrigue, game of questions. Why are you giving me the answer? To which I said, they're not that stupid. They're not going to be that stupid with Tomodachi Game. They're not going to say, I'm the bad guy. I'm a very bad boy. And then I'm like, they're not that stupid. He stole the money. We see that he stole the money. So he did do that. But they didn't tell us that he started the Tomodachi Game. So maybe he's a manipulator. Maybe he's a bad guy. Maybe he wants this girl all to himself, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get there. But maybe he's not in debt. Maybe he didn't start Tomodachi Game. And then episode 4, I stole the money and I started the Tomodachi Game. It's like they heard us and they're like, oh, yeah, no, interesting idea. I choose boring. And you're like, what? Why? Why? Now we can't have an interesting twist. And if we do have an interesting twist, it's an ass pull. Like they're like, oh, it's a Murder on the Orient, right? Where if you haven't seen Murder on the Orient, I don't know what to say about your life, but it was an Agatha Christie, and it was a movie a billion years ago, and then it was remade as another movie a bajillion years ago, and then like a couple years ago they did it again, and I think Johnny Depp was in it. It was really, really, really good. But you've got Murder on the Orient style where maybe they all started the Tomodachi Game. That's all they've got left. That's the only thing they have left that will lead to this being an interesting, like, oh, what's gonna come next in the Tomodachi game? I'm interested to see these people interact, because at this point it's like, who cares? Who cares? 5 people who we were told are friends are now arguing. Yeah, friends, like real friends argue. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? Real friends have secrets that get out and move around, and that's just part of being people. It's not interesting or intriguing that they're in some sort of weird meta game where this weird mascot is making them tell each other secrets about each other, or not if they don't want to. It's like, I just don't. If this is the real twist, and I'm gonna do this for everybody else. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna finish it through. I'm gonna watch each episode because I've got time and I can make that happen. And if it has an interesting extra twist, a little je ne sais pas, a little piquant aftertaste, I can recommend it and say, hey, those first 4 are gonna suck, but it'll actually do something interesting that you haven't seen before. But if it sticks to what it is right now, and we have a lolly and a MILF that are our thoughts saying, oh, interesting, he's going to go against his friends. And then it cuts to them, interesting, he's going to go against his friends. It's like, yeah, I thought that. Why are you putting that in writing? It's not, I am the observer. I don't need observers in the show to then tell me what I need to be thinking. If it sticks to that, if it sticks to asshole being the guy who wants to break up all the friends, and if it sticks to only one person, I'll tell you, you don't have to watch it, but just in case, like they can't be that stupid. They can't be that boring. How would you, like, it won't. Okay, but like, think about it, right? Like, is this a light novel or is this a manga? Let me see. What are we dealing with as far as source material goes? It's a releasing manga. How is it doing? It's 401st highest rated of all time on Annie list. Hold on. Let's get some actual numbers here. Tomodachi game manga numbers. Okay. It has been running. Oh, come on. Give me... It's still on. You started in 2013. You've only got 20 volumes. It's sort of coming out whenever you feel like it. It's a Kodansha published, so it's being published. They can't will be that stupid. They can be. I mean, they can. There's a live action film from 2017. There's 2 live action films. Okay, actually, that might be interesting. Hold on. Started, it's chapters into individual volumes. First volume. Where do I get my, where do I get ratings? Ratings? Overall, it's got a 9 out of 10 on Mal? The manga does? Is generally structured as detective. The main pull for me was trying to figure out the puzzle elements of the plot, is what this review says. But they just told us. They just told us the plot. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, you're probably right. 1-star review. This is legit terrible. It started off extremely compelling, then it was ass pull after plot twist after ass pull. There's an imposter, but the imposter is not who you expect. Is that the imposter? No, that's someone pretending to be the imposter. Also, there are 2 imposters. Actually, one of those imposters is a good guy who's pretending to be an imposter for MC. So there's only one imposter, OMG. Little nightmare to read. X events happen. Protag planned for X event. Diverts X event from happening. Repeat. Okay. They can be that stupid. Drop it. Drop it. Don't waste the time. Don't waste your time. Boo, 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 boo. Drop. Boom. Look at that. Double drop day. That doesn't happen too often. Hey, group ratings. 99% of people rated after episode 1, chapter 1. Your favorite manga have bad ratings? What's your favorite manga? My favorite manga is Initial D. I think the way that those panels are drawn give you a real sense of emotion and fluidity in the car racing. And I find it just fascinating how skilled and detailed people can be when it comes to the mechanics of things. Even though what they're drawing is kind of silly as far as like dipping your wheels into gutters. That'll tear up your inside walls pretty quick and you won't be able to race too many times after that. So either Bunta just has a mountain of tires in the back, or it's an anime manga. But I do love the way Initial D is drawn. It is done extremely beautifully. Even if all the characters have very long faces, that very like really tall drawn out face, I still quite enjoy the overall design of that manga. Probably start. Where do I want to start? Akagi or Saotomi? Boo. So you're okay with weird drawn faces is what you're saying? How come I look up Saotomi and it gives me Kakegurui because there's a character from Kakegurui first, and then nothing? Nothing after that? Manga. Saotomi Senshu, I'm guessing? Hidekakasu. I am unfamiliar with this. I have not read manga since the 90s. No, probably the mid 2000s. That'd probably be it. I think you might like to get stepped on. If what I'm seeing is accurate. And from my perspective, that yup was a response to what I just said, not whatever I said 20 seconds ago when you wrote the yup. So I'm going to pretend that that's how life works. Oh my goodness. That was funny. That was funny for me, at least. I do like boxing in anime. Hajime no Ippo has some really good designs work. Mondolo? How the hell do you say that word? The boxing one with the robot arms? Madala box. I'm just gonna write that. Nope, that didn't work. Come on, Google! Help me out here, Google! Boxing anime. Megalobox. Man, I was way off. Samsonite. No good on that. See, look, happy, fun. We're talking about things we like, things we enjoy. We can keep this up. We can keep it up. So I rather enjoyed a Couple of Cuckoos, but I've been seeing a lot of different comparisons to what people think it's like. I keep throwing out Nisekoi. I keep saying it feels like Nisekoi, but I'm wondering if it's just that sort of mobster bend in this first episode that makes me think that. I got this article that's gonna try to compare it to Toradora, but then it might not. I mean, people who write articles aren't good actually comparing stuff. But I think if I go through the structure of an article, it'll help be a little more clear to what happened in that first episode than my last review of it, because that kind of got all over the place. So I'm gonna move this, yeah, do this, yeah, and blop, blop. Yeah, it's close enough. You'd think I'd have all this like preset as far as like where things go. Nisekoi sucks, but the vibes, like the vibe of Nisekoi with like there's 3 different girls, choose your path, what's gonna be. It just has that same feel to me, you know? And this person finds it to be a fascinating premiere. Mercedes Cluis. I've not heard that as a last name before. I wonder if it's a pen name, or if they're supposed to be Mercedes C. Lewis, and they just eventually were like, there we go, shove it together. Things don't have to be good to be comparisons. Oh my goodness, why did I throw that straight into my uvula? I'll be okay, I'll survive. What would happen if some nurses made a massive mistake that resulted in potentially comedic consequences instead of trauma? What? Again, I still don't see how you can have a nurse take a baby, put them in the wrong baby bin, and then they're like, oops, wrong baby, oopsies, oopsie poopsie, because you put a wristband on the mom and you put an anklet on the baby. You label the baby, not the bin. So they're like, oh, this bin's already full, I'll put it in the one next door. And it's like, no, that's not how this works. This is specifically why we label babies. We're like, you're the baby. Plus, you're swapping 2 gendered babies. And I know it's 2022 and we can like, I'm not necessarily a biologist who's going to pick what this baby is. But I think if you gave birth to a baby that was male and they handed you a baby that was female, you'd be like, wait a minute, I don't know that my baby, did you cut 2 umbilical cords? What? Maybe the circumcision went a little overboard is what they were thinking, and by the time they got home, they're just like, well, I guess we've got a girl now. Hashtag no judgment, I guess. Oh, the answer is relationships. Okay, let's backtrack. See, even this article can't like straighten out this show. Let's backtrack because there's a lot between that, including an absolute banger of an OP that hyped me out to get to know the cast and see how things will probably play out. Does anyone else skip OPs for the first couple episodes? I do. I skip the OP in the first couple episodes because too many times the OP is like, here's a character you're gonna meet, and here's a character you're gonna meet, then here's a character you're gonna meet, now look at them, they're happy. And it's like, I don't want to know immediate, like, I can play the who's the main character guessing game with anime. I don't need the OP to tell me they're gonna be a character, they're gonna be a character, and they're gonna be a character. I'll play that game as the show goes on. Our protagonists are thus study-holic Nagi Umino and pretty girl Erika Amano. Like Cuckoos, both have been effectively storked by hospital mismanagement. And side note, no one rectified this until 16 years, in which it is buck wild, but roll with it because I don't sense this is really ever get examined in depth. Plus, it's not the point. Hand wave it and let the mild drama of things kind of be. It's really best way to get cozy with our protags while also kind of vibing with the chill rom-com antics of what could be a 2020s Toradora-esque series, if it dares. Okay. All right. I think maybe they just skip the baby part. Just be like, oh, I get to meet my real parents. And you're like, oh, real parents? Interesting. I was swapped at birth, blah, blah, blah. You know, just to make it a line. Don't make it like a plot point that they're like, oops. Like, you're just like, who's the incompetent nurse around here? And that's really what I liked about this premiere. It's incredibly low stakes. I can see how things are going to play out between Odd Couple Nagi and Erika, who share a common bond of being mixed up like they're in a made-for-TV Disney flick. While it tried and true, it generated some pretty good character moments that established exactly who Nagi and Erika, raised in two very different class situations, as evidenced by a quite comical shopping trip and ensuing fight, and who they'll probably be over the course of 12 episodes. And I have to admit, it's enough to keep me on the hook and curious, largely because of the plot twist that their respective parents throw in at the end. Naturally, there's definitely going to be some bumps in the proverbial road, i.e. other cute girls that come in the way of future filled with I-do's, but I'm pretty sure I'm rooting for Nagi and Erika from jump. Why? Why would you root for them? Because the smart girl's like, I only date guys who are smarter than me, and I don't know your name. And the other one is like, been raised as his sister for years, even though they're not. It's not blood. Another good anime trope. A Couple of Cuckoos premise is unrealistically wacky in a pleasant lean into it kind of way. The cast is likable enough, and it's a genuinely pretty show, except when it's not. Except when it's not. Hold on, they're gonna say genuinely pretty show. I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna pull up Couple of Cuckoos here. Oh man, here we go. You did this to me, Crunchyroll. You made me do this. Oh wait, no, hold on. Did I use this? How did I get Couple of Cuckoos so quickly? No. Hold on. Yeah, completely randomly bad looking. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to. I could probably just pull up yesterday's stream because I used it there. What? How the heck did I pull it up so quick yesterday? I didn't think I did that. Oh, what if I do this? Here we go. Here we go. Work. There we go. Not only is it randomly bad looking, but it was really bad looking immediately after looking really good. And that was the weirdest part. Okay, here we go. Perfect. It's already timed up. We have this. We have this, like, soft, pretty. The eyes have the little, like, beauty circles that show the shine, and then they're like, oh yeah, look really close and intently at her face. It's beautiful. And then we look up into the android's eyes. Why is he so weird immediately after it looking so good? It's just so weird that they're like, oh, we'll just have it not look good anymore. Just strange. It's also funny in ways that remind me of Wotakoi and Tonikawa. You'll hear me reference both of these for my coverage of Shikimori as well. Don't talk about it. The blend of tropes from that shared genre all combine to make Parent Trap, but in Japanese with no familial bond between our would-be couple. I don't think I'll have to say a lot about Couple of Cuckoos other than, it's really nice. I like that things are simple and straightforward. I like that the twist is so cozy and tried and true. Give me all the wacky rom-com hijinks you can, A Couple of Cuckoos. I'm sure that I'll be more than eager to gobble them up in what may be the most laid-back season I've had since the start of the decade. I guess. Who are you? Who are you and why? You find him on Twitter and Instagram. Journalist Jet. Imagine reading this unironically. That is another thing that I don't understand. I'm looking for these things so that I can figure out kind of what is the people that think they're important saying about the shows. So I'm going out of my way to find articles, and I'm going out of my way to find these things, and like the gods of the algorithm are just feeding them to me now. Who else reads these? Who else is looking at all this stuff? Like, really? I know it goes on the website, but I feel like the only thing that ever happens is someone like tweets it out when they announce that, like, oh, such and such show is coming. Oh, such and such other show is coming. That's the only time I ever like see it. And then people don't read it. They're just like, oh, look, a show is coming. And they get all happy because the show's coming. All right. Do you love Spy X Family? Get out of here. Don't make me use a thingy. Is Spy X Family great? Is it not great? Doot 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 doot. This is our old friend Louis Kemner. So some backstory. Louis Kemner has been a fan of anime since 1997. They graduated in 2009, so they're about my age. And they've been writing since 2013, and they started working with CBR in 2019. They've got 4,000 articles. This person is a machine when it comes to putting out content. I read back-to-back Shikimori articles from this person, and I really disagree with their take on Shikimori, as may be evident from my past experience watching Shikimori and reading things about Shikimori. So what I want to know is someone who I disagree with vehemently on one thing. I do think it's good, and I can see sitcom qualities. Will I agree with our friend Louis Kemner here? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out if I agree with Louis Kemner. And I like to say the X. Sometimes I say Spy Cross Family because I find it even more annoying. And yes, they did announce that it is just called Spy Family. It's there. You never say the X. Why would you say the X? That's a weird thing to do. But I like it. I like they took time to put the X there. Of course I'm going to read the X. Who wouldn't read a thing that someone put on the paper? On paper. Spy Family. Spy X Family. Spy Cross Family. Based on author Tatsuya Endo's ongoing manga series of the same name, is already one of the biggest titles of the spring 2022 anime season. Despite stiff competition from the Rising of the Shield Hero. Oh, what competition is Shield Hero giving Spy Family? I also say Hunter x Hunter. It just sounds right when I read it. This anime is centered around the found family of the Forger household and all their daily antics. Between the Spy Family manga and anime, Spy Family, fans know what makes this story tick. Lloyd's suspenseful mission to spy on Donovan Desmond, Yor's secret double life as an assassin, and most of all, the adorable Anya and her telepathic powers. Although this is largely an action anime series, Spy Family is also a family sitcom, a core akin to The Simpsons, Family Guy, and Malcolm in the Middle. Why don't you just throw out like 3 things that are like decent shows from like your childhood, our childhood? How it became a sitcom anime. Doesn't it have to like literally be like a situational thing where they're always in like the same room? Isn't that the classic sitcom? Few anime titles, even rom-coms, rigidly stick to the Western family sitcom formula found in the likes of The Simpsons and Family Guy. But some come close at times, and that includes Spy Family. Especially since family's even in the title. The sitcom element isn't the only thing that makes Spy Family run, but it does give the story its charm and shape, and that's more than enough for most anime fans. The Forgers may not be a blood-like family like the Simpsons and the Griffins, but they have a few tricks up their sleeve. Why? To begin, like, I feel like the more the more I read this, it's like, it's a good show. Why do you make me not want to watch this show? It sounds so boring. Why is this your angle? Who reads the, like, where is your, let me see how many hits this has. Like, I want the old-timey thing where I have, like, a hit counter at the top, and I can see at least how many times this thing's been visited. You're such a strange writer, Lewis Kemner. I don't know how to say your name. To begin with, the family head, the spy, Lloyd Forger himself, is a classic frazzled dad who is often overwhelmed or confused by the world around him. He doesn't... What? Although he tries his best for the life of him, he can't figure out how to handle his new wild foster daughter, Anya, and he finds himself out of his depth. What ensues isn't drama but heartwarming domestic comedy, with Lloyd fighting to stay afloat as the Spring 22 season's best dad. Only dad? Like, wait, you... Shikimori's dad is gonna step in with like, I paid for dinner and I've got a mustache. Like, get out of here. You're not allowed to be in this fight. At the same time, his new wife, Yor, is a kind and sympathetic lady who does her best to keep the chaotic household together. But even she might get overwhelmed at times. Nonetheless, her genuine compassion and earnest personality more than make up for it. I don't understand. Then there's Anya Forger and her dog Bond, who are the true heart of Spy Family's sitcom side. Little Anya is like all 3 of Homer Simpson's children and Stewie Griffin all rolled into one, including the innocent cuteness of Maggie, the warm-hearted kindness of Lisa, and the adventurous troublemaking ways of both Bart and Stewie. That's the problem right there. This person thinks Lisa Simpson is warm and kind-hearted. Lisa was the stoic, logical one. There's nothing warm about her. She was very matter-of-fact. They don't understand The Simpsons. That's the problem. And they like Family Guy. That's the other problem. How can you think this about this show? All this makes the amateur spy Anya Forger an exciting, sympathetic, and adorable heroine who should remind parents of every aspect of their child's behavior, good and bad. She's a telepath! The whole point is that she's the thing that can make the story keep moving, because when Yor is sitting there saying, oh, I don't want to get in a domestic dispute with his wife, Anya's like, oh, I understand that because I'm a telepath. I can hear it. Anya wishes she had a mommy. And it's like, it moves the story forward because she understands what's going on. She's in the situation because she could read Lloyd's mind and do the crossword and knew he needed someone who was 6. Like, the whole point of her being a telepath is that when we get into these situations, she'll be able to use her telepathy to keep the situation and the story moving forward. Now, we're getting that she doesn't do well in crowds, because in crowds, they tend to give her the nosebleed, which is that classic Esper, I've got too much input, my brain broke my nose barrier, and that's just a thing that we get that happens, and it's just, oh... This gets into some manga spoilers, so I don't want to keep reading it, but I can't believe this person made me not want to watch Spy Family. So instead, I ran across a tweet that said they felt bad for all of the people who saw sexy pictures of your Forger and all the daddy pictures of Lloyd, and they watch the show and find out that they have no emotional connection to each other. That made me giggle. And that, to me, was the closest I'd come to a bad review of Spy Family. And let me pull it up real quick, just because it made me giggle, so everybody gets to see what made me giggle. Tweets. Here we go. I feel bad for all the people that check out Spy X Family because of all the amazing romantic fan art, only to realize that Lloyd and Yor have the social awareness and romantic initiative of a fucking tree. That is the worst review I have seen of Spy Family. And it's true. When I searched, because I was like, okay, let's see what we can find. So I did Spy X Family sucks. I will recommend right now, do not put into your search bar. I don't care if you're searching on the Teletubbies website. Do not put sucks in your search bar, because then you get these. I want to lick and suck Anya's dad's man titties. That man is so fine. Slurp, slurp. I need to gorilla grip his man boobs. Oh. Edward, welcome. Kampai to you. I can say that you can draw beautiful characters and be like, yeah, that's a pretty character. That's a beautiful character. That's a cute character. I don't think there's a character that I've ever looked at and thought, you know what? I need to gorilla grip those man boobs. I just hope that's like a comedian who's like working on their tight 20 or whatever, so that they can have that ready for the next show they're doing, because that was hilarious. But that idea, I was like, oh, maybe there are some bad reviews, but I couldn't find them. I couldn't find bad reviews. So I went to Mal, and that's where I started scrolling through, and I found bad reviews on Mal. Someone gave it a 3. And not like a real 3, like they gave it a 3, right? Like, Spy Family is one of those animes that have just been hyped up and is horribly appalling. Let's talk about the story. Spy Family is about a spy that has to complete a mission, but in order to do that, he needs to get married and has a child. So what happens? He adopts a child and gets an assassin to collaborate with him as a wife. This is obviously a setup for a wife-husband in the end kind of story, and the child being an official child of them. Let's talk about the art. There's nothing really wrong with it, but there's also nothing really good about it. Some of the character art looks so derpy, I want to pick the character up and drop kick it into the truck and create an isekai that'd be better. What? Why are you like this? I can show you while I read it. The sound is where I will have to say something. The music in the anime is the only saving grace for it, because the opening, ending, and just music in general are pretty good. True. I wouldn't pick it over some other music in anime, such as Cowboy Bebop's OST, cause I'm such a cultured otaku. But in the end, the sound is why I'm giving it a 3 instead of a 2 or 1. The characters sometimes make me want to actually vomit. Twilight is, admittedly, fine. It wants to make you vomit, but they're fine. What? How is that your reaction? He does things for the sake of the mission and gets some development as he learns familial emotions. Anya is the most frustrating of them all. She is one of the most annoying children, and her characters in general I have seen in anime. I'd rather punt her into a chasm than watch more episodes with her antics. Yor is... well, her character's not very good. People keep saying how she's beautiful and some other things about how she looks, but in terms of personality, she's a 2 out of 10. Her character development could be said as an off-brand Twilight. Oh, Twilight! You said earlier that I brought it back. Twilight learning familial emotions, but just on a much worse level. I did not enjoy this anime in the slightest. I dropped it after only 3 episodes because everything but the sound is simply lacking. I would rather watch something with good characters and art like Gintama, which I've watched 5 times, than something that has better soundtrack like Cowboy Bebop, which I've watched 7 times, or a better story like Code Geass, which I've never watched, but I claim to watch on the internet. Overall, I think Spy X Family is one of the most overrated anime of the 21st century. Why are you like this? Like, who hurt you? Like, on review sites for food. Let's go to food, because I know food. I know business. I know how that works. You go to Yelp. Who goes to Yelp? People who had a bad time go to Yelp. They go to a restaurant, they eat the food, they didn't quite like the food and it wasn't that great and their girlfriend was mean to them, so they go home and they're like, this place was bad, it was rude to my fiance, whatever they want to say. And they write a bad review. So on Yelp, you get a trend towards negativity. You get a lot of people that are angry, that go home and write about stuff. Who goes on Mal to write an article about how a show was bad? Like, if a show's bad and you dropped it, drop it. Why are you writing the 1 3-star review on here? Like, oh, we got another one. I got another 3-star review. This one breaks it down for me. 11 people found this helpful. Who also finds these helpful? Who clicks that button? They're like, oh, this was helpful. Thank you. Click. Spy Family is your typical mediocre slice of life anime. It's a pretty cute anime that tried really hard to be funny but fail in every imaginable way, because unlike those other slice of life, you can't take Spy Family seriously because the characters are dumb, and it also tries so have a serious plot. Lol. What? I just don't. I'm going to make myself bigger. I just still don't understand why these people are like this. Comedy story, 1 out of 10. The comedy is not that great at all, ... And it's supposed to be a comedy show. I didn't laugh a single time. It's actually pretty cringe when you think about it. Trying so hard to be funny. With the cute little girl, but it end up just being cringe. The same gags over and over again, ... The comedy is horrible. I don't know if this show is for kids with a Z, cuz with a Z. Even as a kid, I don't think I would have found any entertainment. 8 out of 10, because I am an artist. As for the art, it's great. There's more effort put than your typical slice of life. Which studio oblige? The character design are great. I really like the mom one. She took like your typical NTR heroine. That's what I'm into. Overall, 3 out of 10, because you average 1 and 8 as my 2 scores. You get a 3 out of 10. Over overall. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna make this bigger. Let me shrink me over here. Overall, Spy Family is all style, but sadly no substance. It's an anime that I could see myself enjoying if I turn my brain off. Who admits to watching NTR in a review about a spy family? I don't know who this person is. Do they review other things? Do they like anything? Oh my goodness. Whew. And then there's people that take time to comment on their review. Man, the internet's a crazy place. Goodness. Wait, is Spy Family their only review? Yeah, Spy Family is the only review they've ever written. Oh my goodness. Does anybody else have such bad reviews? Like, I wish I could sort by lowest, but you can't from what I can tell. Does this... Oh, each page is a new page, okay. Yeah, see, page 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. I'll give you, Spy X Family is not a 9 or a 10. Like, it's not there yet. And I would not, in 3 episodes, look at an anime and say, this anime is a 10 out of 10, or this anime is a 9 out of 10. You can't give a show that high of a review that quickly when you're watching it. It can be great. Okay, those are the only 2. So there's only 2 reviews that are 3 out of 10s. That's so ridiculous. I can't believe those people exist. I hope they're jokes. I really do. I really hope that their life is just kind of... I put together this persona and I'm gonna write about NTR in my anime list review. The only one I've ever written, in fact. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Oh. You think an early rating is lower than they would go when they're rating it 9 or 10? I'm guessing you hit enter before you finish that thought, but I'm curious what your message retracted. Classic early enter. I'm gonna switch gears from all these bad reviews of Spy Family and poorly constructed review to a different poorly constructed review of Spy Family. That's right, I'm not switching gears at all. It's the same gear and we're just doing it on this website now. Because I want to know, I want to have fun. I have negativity coming and I don't want to get as upset as I got yesterday, so I'll move myself down a little bit. There we go. This is our friend Jacob, the Friendly Overlord, who's bad at writing and admits to being bad at writing on their Twitter. They think Spy Family is better than your favorite anime. Now, I think Spy Family is good. I think it's interesting. I think it deserves to be in the top 3 for this season. I don't think it's better than your favorite anime. Like, get out of here. Just get out of here with that nonsense. You're talking to people. Now, I know that when I go and fill out a survey regarding anime, or when I vote in those anime of the week polls, I have to click the highest age tier because I'm apparently the oldest person in the room when it comes to anime at this point, which is ridiculous. I saw a 60-year-old man walking around in a Speed Racer costume at SakuraCon, so I know I'm not the oldest one. He is. It's definitely him. But he had some rockin' cosplay. But it can't be that for everybody in the world that grew up in that era where SAO got them into anime, that would stay like their favorite anime, and that this is now better than their favorite, because clearly it would be if that was your favorite. But the people who came up during that time would have to be like, yeah, I've seen something better. Like even I would say Full Metal Panic is a better series for me over this. People always put like 5 and 6 when they start. Only really popular shows get 10 upon release. Most shows tend to skew downward, and I hate it. Just know that none of these idiots who are comparing your favorite characters to NTR protagonists know anything about anime and quality and what you like. They have to go online and try to expand their opinions and tell other people that something is good in a written format that no one but me is going to read, so that they feel like they did their part to say that a show was good or bad. I've been tracking anime for a long time. My new Annie list that I have linked down in the description is just for this channel, but I have been tracking what I've been watching for a long time. I have never rated a show on a 1 to 10 scale, because there's too often where I enjoy a show, I think it's a good show. I had fun with it because my wife and I were watching it together. We were having a fun, like it happened to coincide with a date night or something, and that's sort of what we circled around. We cosplayed that show. Whatever it may be, that show ended up being something. And I know that because of the way biases work, that I'm going to rate that show high. And conversely, I'll rate shows poorly, even if they're just sort of like a meh show. Like for a lot of people, Tomodachi Game is going to be a meh show this season. But I would give it a 0 because I'm dropping it, because I don't want to see it anymore, right? And so I just don't bother voting. I don't write that review to say this is what it has to be. Some people do. Some people, that's their satisfaction. That's what they get. And they can never tell you that your show is a 5 out of 10. Only you can tell you that a show is 5 out of 10. I believe in you. Unless your show is a 5 out of 10, then you need to get out of here, because that would be embarrassing if you liked a show that was actually garbage. And I mean garbage, not trash, because trash is cool. Trash is nice. You can eat popcorn while you watch trash. That's all the sake talking, by the way. That's not me. That ain't me. All right, Jacob, our friendly overlord. What are you going to tell me? What are you going to say to me? Because last time we talked, or last time I read what you wrote, I got quite upset. Spy Family is an animated adaptation of a pretty beloved manga airing this season. It's really well animated. It's super cute. It's also really funny. It's doing everything right and has been from the beginning. It has a cool, suave main guy, a badass, attractive female lead, and an adorable kid that makes you laugh every few minutes. It's the perfect anime, right? No wonder it's rated so highly. Maybe it's the best anime ever. I hope this is ironic as we get through it. Popcorn and trash is the best, because you can't eat a big rich steak dinner every night. Sometimes you just need to relax, throw a bag in the microwave and throw down that garbage Redenbacher while you just enjoy the empty calories in your eyeballs at the same time. Or so I would say if... Okay, good. Much better, Jacob. Much better. Or so I would say if more than only 2 episodes have aired. Despite only having 2 episodes out, Spy Family has an incredible 9.09 rating on Mal as of this writing, tying it with Gintama for the second highest rated anime on the site. The website that is one of the biggest, most popular databases for anime for us Western users. I would say that my anime list can be tweaked, we'll say, so that certain shows get good scores or move up and move down. Spy Family is certainly really good, but when you sit down and really think about it, does it deserve to be so highly rated just 2 episodes in? No, I just talked about this. I like this. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's getting that. I don't take too much stock in rating systems, I never have, but saying it's second out of every anime ever is literally suggesting that these 2 episodes have aired are factually better than thousands of other anime in the world that it beat to get there. It's saying it's better than every anime ever except for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's a bold claim, to say the least. And some would even question Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood place up there. What's interesting is that this isn't the only time something like this has happened. As soon as when Fruits Basket Remake was airing, it briefly took first on Mal while still airing until a bunch of FMA fans mass downvoted it to keep the series up top. The exact same thing will happen to Spy Family if they dare cross that fan base, which isn't far off. For reference, FMA is only 0.05 ahead currently. Also, Furuba fell to 9th, so yeah, we know who won that. Oh, Fruits Basket. Why did I not know that was Fruits Basket as soon as I read that? This trend, I guess we can call it, isn't really a good one on any front, but it's not really on purpose. It's just that both Spy X Family climbing to the top as well as the Aftermath are bad for completely different but almost equal reasons. Both sides play a part in this weird war of wholesome spy shows. You have to first ask yourself what you believe the purpose of rating systems is and how you personally rate things. I usually rate things a little higher than you'll see on Mal because I want them to send me the shows early. That's not how it works, but you get the idea. Which makes sense since the actual rating is a combination of everyone. Spy Family is a 9.09 as a result of 92,000 people that rated it. When you compare that to the almost 2 million people that gave FMA its score, you can probably see one of the big issues. It takes the average of all viewers, not really the number of viewers. AOT, which is only 0.01 behind, over 1 million ratings. Those 92,000s took it down. Now, in all honesty, this isn't really anyone's fault. People can watch a series and rate it highly if they enjoy it. And the Mal ranking exists because fans of the series make it happen. Still, I don't think anyone would agree that it's fair the opinions of 90,000 can completely overpower that of millions. It feels like election fraud or something. Interesting idea when you think the minority shouldn't be able to affect the majority. So when FMA gets overtaken by Spy Family over the next weeks, I feel like FMA fans are entitled to be a little upset. Of course, they shouldn't take it seriously in the first place. This is what But this is under the pretense that they do, and you know they do. But another problem arises from this. Their way of retaliation is to give whatever series opposes them 1 out of 10s, just to keep the top spot. Actually picking a fight with people who only rated their series high because they enjoyed it. Not to take the top spot, of course. Some of that later high rankings might be for that purpose, but not nearly the early ones. You can't just coordinate that kind of big thing. Representative voting. Yes, we need to bring republicanism to anime voting online. Yeah, our overlord may be a little more base than we thought. So essentially you have a war started by a bunch of innocent people who just really enjoyed their series. That enjoyment is taken as a threat, which the other side then retaliates by basically dropping a nuke on them, rightfully pissing off the peaceful people. It's literally a war that goes on in Mal, started by a side that wanted nothing to do with it. If someone has to take the blame, it would mostly be the FMA fans that rushed to crap on a series trying to overtake theirs. But ultimately, it isn't really fair that a series with only 2 episodes even has the ability to threaten them in the first place. The whole game is rigged! Rigged, I say! Really? And again, it shows why I don't like rating systems. The fact that any of this can happen is pretty stupid. This is that Sheik or whatever saying democracy is by the people, but the people are the R word. I don't know if I can say that yet in this stream. I don't know if I've gotten past YouTube enough. The fact that any of this can happen is pretty stupid. But there's not really any way fans can solve this. This is more a problem Mal has. If you look at the AniList top anime, you'll notice it's much more reasonable. Besides a few movies, most of the top 20 are made up of series that have been out for at least a few years and are at least finished. For comparison, Spy Family is 20th on their list, and this can be for a few reasons. Like, fewer people are using AniList than Mal. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock! It's like 2 days in a row I've said that. But I'd say the biggest problem is their rating system itself. The problem with AniList is you can pick. You could do a 3-point rating scale, and then you're only giving it like 33, 66, or 100 basically, and that doesn't exactly equate to a 10-star or a 100-point scale either. Mal uses just a 1 to 10 scoring system. Honestly, not in-depth enough once you have enough series under your belt. It's more straightforward, yes, but a simple system will give you simple results, correct? AniList, on the other hand, gives you different scoring systems, 1 to 10 being one of them. You can also do 1 to 100. Decimals, smile faces, all of these options are calculated in different ways to give a series its final rating, and the smile faces should be ignored. If you rate anime with smile faces, I'm sorry. Your vote doesn't count. That's our version of election licenses or whatever the hell they're called. So while you could say that this is all complicates things more, it's probably a more accurate view of the public opinion at large, because nobody is forced to rate things in a specific way. Vote how you want. They get to choose how they want to rate something, giving a more accurate result. I know that I sometimes have to round a score up or down, and let's be honest, a seasonal reaching second of all time is ridiculous. Even when the popularity it will have for people watching each week it airs, being in the top 20 is far more reasonable, almost expected. And if you're wondering if AniList just has fewer users, there are currently 80,000 people with Spy Families set to watching on AniList. 10,000 fewer people won't change the vote much. Anyway, is it right that Spy Family is so highly rated? Not really. At least, I feel like there's a lot more people that just use AniList to track shows as opposed to rating shows. So maybe that's why it is. At least not until it gets more than 2 episodes out. But the problem really lies with how simple Mal's raising. This is just a beatdown on Mal's rating system. Another potential solution, of course, to take the number of viewers into account. Kind of like electoral seats. I think they're trying to get that electoral college of anime introduced. Tell me what you think about it all too. Well, that was unexpectedly anime red pilled. That going from the Cuck NTR article or review to maybe we need to change the way reviews are done. Maybe fewer people voting for a thing shouldn't count as much. that was... Wasn't I just yelling about how that guy doesn't understand? Hold on. Before I get taken down because of some stupid crap. Where's Jacob? Jacob. Friendly overlord. Okay, good. They're not a pronouns in the bio kind of person. So, yeah, wasn't I just yelling about this guy's freaking show or his freaking takes yesterday? I was like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Why, how can you think this about relationships? And now it's like, hey, you know what? Based. It's just such a cringe phrase, though. I feel so stupid saying it. I think it's time. I've been happy. I've laughed. I've enjoyed. We giggled at gorilla gripping man titties. We enjoyed people having interesting reviews of an anime that's pretty good. I think it's time that we change that. Good old CBR. Good old Louis Kemner. Always there for us. Published this 7 hours ago. 7 hours ago. He was like, you know what? Who needs some content for their show tonight? My man Blaine needs some content. You know what? I'm going to write him a story that's so stupid he has to read it. I'm going to make sure that it's sounding like maybe I agree with him at the beginning, but maybe I'm going to come at it and be like, oh no, just kidding. She's greatest. Because of course you will. Of course you're going to do that to me. And you know what? I'm going to take the bait. I'm going to read this article. I'm going to go into Shikimori is not just a cutie. Is Shikimori too strong for her own good? Yes! Yes, she is, and she was in episode 1! Hold it up! Hold on. GIF. Give me a GIF. Images. GIF. New tab. There we go. This should work. Have you ever dealt with industrial signage? It's heavy. It's huge. It's crazy. This is Shikimori, episode 1. Spin-kicking industrial signage. Wham! Out of the way so that our friend Ding Dong doesn't die in episode 1. Is Shikimori too strong for her own good? She's too strong to be a good character because we don't know why she's so strong. We only see the effects of her strength. You give us some crazy, she's got a blessing from the Buddha that lets her do the diddlies so that she can be faster, better, stronger, whatever. Sure, maybe we can talk about it then, but as of right now, she is way too strong to be a good show, period. And I don't like it. Don't like it. Shikimori is Izumi's ideal girlfriend, but that might restrict her character growth in the overall story of Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. Hold on, what's the anime list? Shikimori Mal. Kawaii dake janai. Shikimori-san 7.23. Still think it's too high. It's too high. Too many people like it. Go back. Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie is a new anime series of the spring 2022 season. A lovable high school rom-com story about the soft-spoken Izumi with his soft eyes and his popular pink-haired girlfriend Shikimori. After just a few episodes, it's already clear that while Izumi is the protagonist, Shikimori is the show's real star. Her name is the title! Of course she's the star! It's called Shikimori's! Not Just a Cutie. Not Izumi is dating Shikimori, who is not just a cutie. It's called Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie. There's a lot to like about the kind dere Shikimori, from her formidable athletic skills to her compassionate personality to her good looks and strong social skills. The problem is that she might actually be too strong, and that restricts her character arc somewhat. Shikimori has too few flaws or challenges to overcome, which may make her a static character if something doesn't change soon. Oh no, Shikimori is not a good character, and you're finally figuring it out. What? No. Flaws create a compelling character arc in anime? You mean that thing I've been saying? Is Louis coming around? Has he been watching my show? Louis, if you watch this show, if someone sends you these shows, reach out. Hit me up on Twitter. Twitter's down in the description. I can help you express your feelings in lots of words. And then you can filter those words so that they'll be okay for you to publish and be okay with. But I'll give you words. I'll give you all the words you need. She has two character traits. Cool and trying to be cute. Get it right. She's only cute when people redraw her online because they want her to be in a cute state. So stupid. In anime, and indeed any work of fiction, a major character must have flaws, weaknesses, and external challenges to give them an opportunity to grow and develop as people while striving to overcome those obstacles. Not only does that give a character plenty to do, it also makes them relatable because all real people have flaws and challenges to overcome. And just like in anime, real people can better themselves in the process of overcoming those challenges, such as becoming smarter, more skilled, kinder, and more. Oh, and more. I was like, more what? More what sentence? I hate those things. Without difficulties, a person remains static with little reason to change or improve. And oh my goodness, it's almost like this picture comparing Marin and Shikimori remembered that Marin can't make things. She sucks at making a thing and has to learn that she's good at being passionate about a thing and then being able to work hard to pay for that thing so that she can do it. And then she gets to learn how to love somebody. And Gojo, our big boy, learns how to make dolls better because he experiences more of the world. So far, in Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, Shikimori herself faces too few obstacles, and while that endears her to her classmates, it might spell trouble for the anime. I'm quaking in my boots. For now, Shikimori feels like best girl material, but what makes an anime girl truly memorable and exciting is that she overcomes impossible odds with her own grit and courage. My dress-up darlings, ultra-popular Kitagawa Marin, for example, smartly appointed Gojo as her cosplay assistant and soon faced the challenge of understanding and expressing her newfound romantic feelings for him. It's anything but easy, even if Marin is a talkative Genki girl. She tells him, like, they talk. Like, those little cute segments are like those normal, like, oh, I really like this person. This is cute. This is fun. They're very, very natural. I would have gone deeper into the fact that she's bad at cosplay and has to learn how to do cosplay while being bad at it. Or bad at making it, I should say. She, of course, can do everything else. But, like, Gojo does everything from, like, makeup to all of it. So, like, her flaw is that she's not great at most of that stuff, other than taking the pictures. Two more examples include Aharen Raina from Aharen-san is Indecipherable, and the Dandere Komi Shoko from Komi Can't Communicate. Again with Komi. These lovable anime girls both have clear flaws, such as Aharen's struggle to express herself clearly and make friends, while Komi has similar problems with her communication disorder and shy personality. Komi has come a long way in Komi Can't Communicate manga in that regarding, while Aharen is also taking steps to improve her social skills and build some new friendships. For that, anime fans can cheer on both characters, but Shikimori has no such character arc! Oh, we're reading the character arc of Louis Kemner as they come to grips with the fact that Shikimori sucks. Oh, I thought this was going to be is she too flawless? No, she's perfect, but they're getting it. They're figuring it out. They're learning. You're doing it. Oh. Okay, how Shikimori might find a challenge after all. Okay, how do you think they're going to improve this character? So far in Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, the titular lead acts as a pillar of support for her hopelessly clumsy boyfriend, Izumi. And bad luck, don't forget the bad luck, and earns points in fans' eyes for her generosity and loyalty to him. But soon she will need much more than that to remain a compelling character and have a shot at being Spring 2022's best girl. You went from she is best girl to having a shot. I am so proud. I feel like a proud papa. This is amazing. You may never learn, Kyle, but I learn. By the end of the article will be all about how the show fell off and they hyped it to hell. I'll show you. All of my Shikimori, I think, has been released as highlights, except for yesterday's. I still need to cut that up, but I've got a couple other videos where I've gone through other articles by Louis that are similar to that. Izumi has his clumsiness as a challenge to overcome, so now Shikimori needs her own battles to fight. Kampai. Kyle, it's good to see you. The anime could take a number of routes to stack the odds and give her a challenge to work on, such as introducing a love rival and creating a triangle. Shikimori already seems to have a yandere side to her, so if another girl tries to steal Izumi away, she must contend with a rival love interest, but also her own personality, since it's unlikely the kind Shikimori would approve of full-blown yandere behavior. She would become her own worst enemy and fight her own nature, and that could make for an interesting watch. What? She's kind of a yandere, but she also hates yandere, so she can't be a yandere because she'd hate herself, and that's not something that she would do because she's so good she wouldn't be able to hate herself. But if she did hate herself, it would be kind of an interesting plot point. What? Just give us something that she sucks at. Like, give her a goal. Here you go. He's going to go into something else, right? But here's an easy way to make Shikimori have like a goal, something in mind. Here blows the wind, and oh, it's a poster that's going to hit Izumi. I'll save him from this poster. But on the poster is cutest girl in our prefecture, Shinjuku, like wherever they are. Cutest girl in Yokohama. I don't actually know where the show is based, to be honest, but some sort of like cute girl competition, and it's like maid duties. It's some kind of like gymnastic thing and something else. And in each of these competitions, she finds herself as she practices and wants to do it, looking like a butler instead of a maid. She finds herself looking like a dude. Maybe she can do the rings, so she's doing like a very masculine gymnastic thing, and whatever the other thing is. Like she comes across very cool and masculine as she does it. And the struggle for her is wanting to do them in the cutesy way, but then finding out that she has to be true to herself and that she can actually win the competition by doing it the more masculine way, by being the cool self that she really is. Boom. Saved it. That's what it is. Now she's got a thing to work towards, and all the while she's trying to make sure that she's the one who's always saving Izumi, so his best friend doesn't turn this into a BL show. Boom. Just saved it. Just saved it. Shikimori could also choose and pursue a major external challenge, such as trying to get into an elite college, become a sports team captain, or learning a martial art. That could expose a few minor flaws in her personality and skills. She could better herself in various ways while pushing herself to new heights. Even if this doesn't nerf the seemingly perfect Shikimori very much, such a story arc could at least give her a goal to pursue rather than increasingly repetitive scenes of defending Izumi as the ultimate girlfriend. Just 2 episodes in, Shikimori's character arc is overdue for such development. If she intends to be best girl in anyone's eyes, oh my goodness! They did it! They did it! At least give her a goal to pursue. Let's go back in time. Let's rewind the clock. More from Louis Kemner. All right, let's go back. So this is his She's Too Strong for Her Own Good. That's one he just wrote 7 hours ago. Scroll, blah, 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 blah. You put out so many articles. How do you write these articles? I don't understand. I have to hit next. Continuing on as we go through all your articles. We're scrolling through your articles. You've got so many articles. Where is your other Shikimori article? It's next. Okay. Before this, they wrote the article about how Shikimori blends Como and Kitagawa Marin. And I said no, because Komi wanted friends. Komi wanted to make friends, and that's the whole point of her show. And Marin wants to cosplay but can't make costumes, and that's the whole point of her show. They want to do something, but they're bad at it. That's the whole point of their show. That was my commentary on this article that they wrote. Oh my goodness. And then if we continue, he wrote this one literally hours before that last one. Izumi's clumsiness becomes everyone's problem. Is this where, hold on, their gentle-eyed boyfriend in the high, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, the comparison of the relationship to Gojo and Marin. No. Hold on, there is straight up a line in one of these where I was like, there's your problem. You literally write the problem. Or is it not this guy? Was it someone else? Oh, maybe it was somebody else. Hold on. I gotta dig for this in a second here. Scroll. Okay, here we go. Different article. Sorry, I was wrong. It wasn't Louis Kemner. It was this article. This article specifically says Wait, hold on. Hold on. I think you need to try writing articles like these people. It can't be that hard to push out 3 bad takes a day. Yeah, right? Here, specifically, right here. This is shown through Marin's love of anime and cosplay, Gojo's love of traditional Japanese dolls or Hina dolls. Similarly enough, Shikimori struggles with being perceived as cute, being perceived as his true self, ... We don't even have anything for Izumi. And I specifically called out that this was a goal of hers. This is a goal of his. And we have no idea of, like, there's no goal with her being perceived as cute. And you should write. This is a great, like, let's take a look. How many words is this article? Oh, I gotta back up a few. Okay, here we go. So this article, just the article part. Notepad? Is there a word count on Notepad? I haven't used that in like a bajillion years. No, there's not. No. Okay. Well, then let me get out of here. I'll just use my old Google Drive. We'll make a doc. We'll paste this in here. We'll take out these related article typings. Tools, word count. 731 words, right? Average words per minute, 38 and 40 words per minute. You can write an article on anime in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And you should write. Like, you should make articles that CBR and Anime News Network and all of these websites have to put out. And that are interesting or have good takes. And if those websites don't want you, there's Anime Outsiders. They never make articles. So if you want to get your article on a website that'll actually be seen by some amount of people, Anime Outsiders would probably be a good place to start. Though I don't know how many actual writers they have, but they at least make articles, once a quarter or so. You can start there. You go through that and actually kind of get your opinion out there. Actually, get articles out there like this that are showing like, yeah, this show is the good show that everybody likes, but here's sort of like a place that it's missing. Like, I think you'd be hard pressed to find people that would get upset at that as a premise for an article. That everybody likes this show. here's how it could be better. And I think that's always something that you can easily point out in a critical way. Like, Spy Family is good. It could be better by moving a little faster. Like, the pacing is a little slow for me right now. We're spending a little too much time building the family. I feel like we could have built the family a little bit sooner, and we can get on with the actual get them into school, and the main arc could occur, right? Very, very easy to put together some words that are along those lines. Plus, maybe someone will pay you for it. Like, like don't just get paid in clout. Make an article and sell it. Like, I think anytime you look at, like, I want a job that I can do from home that's a gig, it's usually like some kind of writing or content generation. But you should do it. You should definitely do it. I am so proud. I am so happy. I feel like we're affecting the world. We're changing things. We're making things move forward. I was not expecting that. I really, honestly, because I try not to read articles before I go through them on stream. I'll look at, like, the title, or I'll see, like, what the Google little whatever the hell preview that's called says, and then it's like, hey, that's up my alley. And when it's someone who I've read before who has said really positive things about our show, and this is kind of what they're leaning towards, we'll kind of see how it goes. I'm so happy. I love this. It's fantastic. This is amazing. I'm gonna happily end this stream and then go watch Birdie Wing tonight, and I'm gonna be pleasant, and it's great. This is fantastic. I could not have asked for a better wrap up here. Goodness. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna do some Waifu Wednesday, a little waifu update. We've gotten a few episodes in. We've gotten most of the shows out that were on the list to start watching, so we can kind of modify perhaps our list, add a few more to our list of who's gonna be coming up as far as the waifus of the season go. I already released one sort of my predictions for who's gonna be the waifu of the season. I can see some updates that I'm gonna have to make to it, especially with Cuckoos coming out. So we're gonna spend some time going through the waifus so far this season and see kind of who's where on the ranking list as far as what I think, at least, and then we can go on from that. Thursday, probably going to do some throwback to some more classic anime, unless there's a really fantastic show that drops on Wednesday that really blows my mind that I want to focus on. And then this Friday, I am actually going to be taking off so that I can spend some time with some friends. So they needed to be on Friday, so I'm going to be there for them on Friday, and we're going to do that. So thank you for joining me tonight. It has been wonderful. I always enjoy this, and I hope you remember to gorilla grip them man titties. If that hasn't made it into your everyday vernacular, I feel like I maybe failed today. So, kanpai, and you have a wonderful rest of your evening.